Great Tuesday afternoon. Hey, everyone. Trasetta Alexander here, business productivity coach and CEO of Profitable Productivity. I am excited to be back with you for another Tips, Tools, and Techniques Tuesday. And today we're going to be talking about all things focus. I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how you can be more productive during your focus time and finding that focus. So, but before we dive in, let me know that you are here. Say hello. Hey, good afternoon. Tell me where you are tuning in from. Yes, go grab those notebooks, right? You need your pens, you need some paper, grab your notebook, take some notes. You are going to want to take notes today because listen, we are living in a world where we have so much coming at us from every direction. We have dings, bells, whistles, notifications coming from everywhere, right? We have all kinds of things that are coming at us from a consistent basis. Our phones are sending us text messages and email notifications. People are calling us. We've got emails coming through on our computers, on our desktops, on our laptops. We've got all kinds of advertisements that are vying for our attention. And it is really difficult for us to find focus in today's society because there's just so much going on. So that's why I'm going to be sharing with you all today some tips on how you can find focus. So, oh yes, my accountability partner, Atiti, is with us today. Hey there. So glad to have you. She lives in beautiful South Carolina. Happy to have her with me. Again, if you are just joining me, let me know you're here. Tell me that you are here, where you're tuning in from. Make sure you are like TT, that you grab your notebook, grab a pen so that you can take notes. Or if you are, if you're working, you're on a lunch break, use the notes on your phone, whatever you got to do, find a way to take you some notes. And if you are watching the replay, if you're catching this later on and you're watching the replay, go ahead, let me know that you're watching the replay. Hit me with that hashtag replay because I want to make sure that I see that you are here. All right, y'all ready to rock and roll? I got some juiciness for you all today. All right, so like I said, the struggle is real and trying to be focused, to do focus work because we have so many different things that are coming at us all the time, and it has really negatively impacted our ability to focus. It's negatively impacted our ability to basically pay attention, right? And that's what people are wanting. That's what advertisers are really wanting. That's what they're banking on. They are paying for ads so that you can give them your focus. You can give them your attention. They are literally paying for you to attend to their ads so that they can see, hello, Katrina, welcome on in. She's on her lunch break. Yes, let's do this. So glad. Hey, by the way, if you know someone who struggles with getting things done, especially if they are a lady leader, a female entrepreneur, go ahead, tag her in the comments. Let her know that she needs to be watching this, right? Because we want to make sure everyone gets all the goodies. So yes, advertisers are literally paying for your attention. They want to do everything they can to grab your attention so that they can push their product, so they can tell you what you want to buy, right? Because half the time we're not even thinking about whatever the product or service is that advertisers are pushing on us. We see it in our feed and all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. I want that. I need that. I gotta have it, right? And because of all this stimulation that we have coming on, technology, the internet is really great and it enables us to be able to learn through things like live streams like I'm doing now, through YouTube videos and having access to blogs and all kinds of information. It's really great. But it also has some negative impacts. Because of that connectivity, we are just being pulled in so many different directions. And what happens is that has hindered our ability to do focused work. Because let me know in the comments, raise your hand, tell me, raise your hand, hit me with the one if you have ever sat down to do something that was really important that you really wanted to get done. And all of a sudden you started thinking about all these different things that you needed to do, right? All these different things. All of a sudden, a to-do list comes flying into your thoughts. Oh, I need to look up this. Oh, I need to call this person. Oh, I need to send this email. And literally, like, you're trying to focus on getting one thing done, and all of a sudden, you just got all kinds of to-dos flying in your brain. Let me know. Hit me with the one. Yes, Katrina, I see you. I see you. Yes, it happens. The struggle is real. We always have things coming at us, and listen, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just because of the stimuli that we're on, but you can do something about it. And that's what I'm here to tell you today, is how you can rein yourself back in and use some stretch. I'm going to share some tips, some strategies that you can implement to help you be more focused in your work so that you can get stuff done. We want to get it done. We're tired of having all these different open loops, because once you start one project and you leave it to go do something else, you've opened a loop. And until our brains want closure, we want closure on things. So every task that you begin and then walk away from to do something else, and then walk away from to do something else, you are leaving open loops in your brain. And what happens is it is draining your mental energy, because your brain is trying to hold on to the fact that this is still open and I need closure. Right? So I'm going to help you close those loops with some of these strategies. In fact, that open loop thing, now forgive me if I this gentleman's name wrong, but there's this researcher who discovered this open loop theory with our brains, and it's literally it's named after him. I want to say it's Zeigarnik, the Zeigarnik effect. But basically it's the nag effect. So every single open loop that you have in your brain, it's back there just nagging you. Hey, this is still open. This is still open. You still need to do something about this. And it pulls or drains your mental energy, therefore making it harder and harder for you to focus and actually get things done. But we're going to work through all of that today, because I'm going to share with you, I have 6 tips for you on how you can find focus so that you can be more productive in the work that you're doing, so that you can actually be focused and get things done. All right. So the number one tip, the absolute number one thing that you need to do in order to be more focused in your work is to actually put time on your schedule for this work. Meaning you have a specific block of time where you have a specific task that requires full mental attention and energy in order for you to bring it to completion. Now, I'm not talking about putting it on your calendar and then like, oh, well, this came up or that came up and this person needs my attention, or I have to go take care of this. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is not what I'm talking about. This is an appointment with yourself that you honor. You treat it like you would any other meeting that you have. You don't, I guarantee you, if you're still working full time while you're building your business on the time, I guarantee you are not running to your boss going, oh, I need to cancel our meeting today because this over here. At least not on a consistent basis, right? Maybe there's a special circumstance where you might do that, but on a consistent basis, that's not what we're doing, right? So you have to, when you schedule the time, you need to make sure that you honor it, that you hold that commitment to yourself. It is an appointment with you. And who is more important than you? No one, right? You have to first make sure that you take care of what you need to take care of before you can go and help someone else. It's kind of like that pour into your, you can't pour out of an empty cup. Take care of your business first and then go help everyone else, right? So first things first, block out focus time on your calendar. And akin to that is not only are you going to schedule focus time with yourself and honor it, but the second thing is you want to make sure that you're scheduling that focus time early in the day. Schedule it early in the day. Why? because you are your freshest early in the day. That is when you have the most mental energy. That is when you have the most willpower. That's when you have the most focus. Because remember, like I said, as the day wears on and you open loops, you are using mental energy. Even if you aren't leave open loops and are bringing things to completion, you're still using mental energy. You're still using draining that mental strength. Literally every decision that you make drains a little bit of your energy. I'm sure you've noticed that. Maybe, let's say this is something that's really common. You're dieting and you're like, I am not going to have the Krispy Kreme donuts. Nope. You're on your way to work and you're like, you see that hot now sign on? And you're like, nope, I am not having the Krispy Kreme. I am sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my diet. I'm not doing it. And you're able to keep driving on by and do what you got to do. But then in the afternoon on your way home, you see that same hot now sign is on. And all of a sudden, it's like this glorious beacon of light in your car. Just all of a sudden, you don't even realize you're already drive-through and ordered a half dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. Pigging out. It's because you don't have as much willpower in the afternoon as you do in the morning. So make sure that you're scheduling that focus time early in the day, because your willpower declines as the day goes on, and so does your focus. And as your focus declines, it's easier for you to become distracted and get pulled away from the very thing that you set out to accomplish. So first things first is blocking out focus time and making sure that you're blocking that focus time out early in the day. So that's tip 1 and tip 2. Tip number 3 is to ditch those distractions, right? Trasetta, I need to have my cell phone on. I need to have my email up. What if an important email comes? What if my kid's school is needing to get a hold of me? I hear it. I hear you. I get it. But you will be surprised how much you can actually get done simply by ditching the distractions, by putting your phone on do not disturb. Listen, when I do my Facebook Lives, my cell phone, it's on do not disturb. You can see that little moon there. That stands for do not disturb. My phone is on do not disturb because this is focus time for me. I don't need phone calls coming in, distracting me, getting me off topic. I need to be able to be focused so that I can get in, share with you the valuable information I want to share with you, and then get on with my day. So put on do not disturb. I promise the world will not come to an end in the 30 minutes, the 60 minutes, 90 minutes, however long you're setting your focus time block to be. The world will not come to an end. Close out any applications that you have when you're doing focus work. Only use, like if you're having to use your computer and let's say you're typing up some sort of report or writing content for your business, whatever it is, and you're using Word, only have Word open. Close everything else out, all the other applications out, because that will distract you. Those will, you'll get your eye will start, especially your email. Definitely close out your email. And if you're in a space where you're able to, close off your space. So I know a lot of people are going back to the office, and maybe you work in community spaces, you're in cubicle spaces, and you don't really have the ability to fully close yourself off. I get it. Maybe for you, maybe you can do noise canceling headphones, and make sure that you let your boss know and your teammates know that from 8:30 to 9:30 every day, that's my focus time. I'm going to have my headphones on so that I can be focused and get my job done. Or if you do have an office, or your home office, or you're working in an office where there's other people around, then just close your door. But make sure that you set the expectation that during that time when you have your scheduled focus time, that you are not to be disturbed. And honor it. Honor that time with tell people, when people come in and want to try and disturb you, tell them that they have to say is very important to you, and you want to be able to listen carefully to what it is that they have to share. can you get back with them at, whatever time you're done, and then follow up. As soon as you're done with that focus, go and actually follow up with them. And what will happen is people will know that even though they can't get you right then, that they know they can count on you coming back to them later to be able to get whatever information that they need, right? So ditch those distractions. Tip number 4, make sure that you take breaks from your focused work. You can only focus for so long before you start getting into the law of diminishing returns, which means that after a period of time, you're actually not being productive anymore. Research has shown, I can't remember the study, but research has shown that we can only focus up to 90 minutes before we really need to take a break. After 90 minutes, then your productivity, your attention starts to really go down from there. And that's on average. Some people might be able to go a little bit longer. Some people might be a little bit less. Find that sweet spot for yourself, but make sure that you actually step away from that focused work and take a break and do something that is kind of mindless work, right? So it might be going, checking emails. It might be just going and taking a break, having a cup of coffee or get a drink of water, stepping outside. But do something that does not require mindfulness, right? So switch from mindful work into mindless work in between focus periods or periods of focus. Doing that gives you an opportunity to kind of recharge. It gives you an opportunity to process what you've been working on. And it also gives you, the ability to just kind of refresh, right? You get renewed focus because it's like your eyes have gotten a break, mentally you've gotten a break, and physically you've gotten a break. It's a great time for you to stretch, get the blood flowing, because we're so sedentary. Good grief. We are so sedentary in the way that we do business, the way we work these days. It's important for you to be able to get up, stretch, move around, get the blood flowing throughout your body. It will actually energize you to move around. All right. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is to prioritize being present. All right. So I've really been focusing on focus time, right? Having that focus time, but you also need to make sure that you prioritize time to just be in the moment, to be present in what is happening. By doing that, it enables you to open up to creativity and innovation. What do I mean by that? For example, a lot of times we are so in whatever, let's say you have a problem that you need to resolve, or situation in your business or on your job that you need to solve, but because you are so in it, you can't really figure out a good solution, and you're just stuck. But what happens is when you can step out of that, step away from it, and just be with yourself, check in with how you're feeling, check in with just with yourself, and just notice what's going on around you, just stepping out of the problem or the situation. When you do that, you open yourself up to creativity. You open yourself up to innovation. I actually, one of the best places, or I should say, let me say it this way. The place that I get the best ideas and the best answers to problems is when I'm taking a shower. When I am doing something completely and totally unrelated to what the situation is. And it's just because I am being present. I'm not actively thinking about a problem. I'm not actively thinking about, trying to create something. What happens is I am just being. I am just there enjoying the warmth of the water. And I'm singing worship. I like to worship in the shower. I like to worship the Lord in the shower. And what happens is all of a sudden I have this eureka, this aha light bulb moment, and I get this idea, or the problem or the answer to my problem comes because I'm not even thinking about it. So prioritize time for you to step away and just be present in life. And in doing so, you open yourself up to that creativity and that innovation. Creativity and innovation doesn't come from actually being in the work. It comes from stepping out of the work. All right. And then tip number 6, the last tip that I have for you today is to document your progress when you are doing focus work. What happens is when we're working on something and we need to step away, you come back and you don't know where you left off. And it can be overwhelming, especially if you're working on a long-term project, like say, for example, you're writing a book. That's not something you're going to sit down and in an hour and a half get it done. You're not going to write a whole book in an hour and a half. It's just not going to happen unless you're writing like some sort of mini book and it's more like a blog or something like that. But when it comes to actually writing a book, that's something that's going to happen or take place. You're going to do over a period of time, over a long time span. And when we have delayed rewards, so when, that's so far out in the future that you become fatigued. And it's difficult to stay motivated, difficult to maintain motivation when you have a reward that is so far off and you can't really see the progress that you're making. You have this, or if you have this really long to-do list and you check off one thing and look at your list and think, oh my gosh, I checked off one thing. I still have 50 things on my to-do list. That can be demoralizing and impact your motivation to stay focused and to stay with whatever it is that you're working on. So if you can take the time when you have completed your focused work to document how the progress that you have made. Let's say if you are, if it's something where you're having to, like with the writing a book, you can see, all right, I got chapter 1 written, or I got section 1 of chapter 2 written. Whatever the case may be, make sure that you are documenting that progress. Or if it's something where you're creating a document, or say some sort of like a PDF or a graphic or something like that, and you have multiple iterations of it, keep the original iteration so that you can see the progress that you have made from beginning to where you are. That will help you to stay motivated for long-term projects, rather than just getting frustrated and saying like overwriting the work that you did time after time after time. And so it just looks like you're not making any progress. I hope that makes sense. All right, so those are my 6 tips for finding focus. And I'm going to run through them again, just like I always do. And while I am running through them, if you have any questions, productivity questions, I have just a few minutes, so feel free to drop. I can take 1 or 2 questions. Go ahead, post those in the comments, and I will make sure that I get those answered for you. So tip number 1, to block out focus time and make sure that you honor that time just as you would time with a client or your MVPs, your VIPs, you're very important people. Tip number 2 was to schedule that focus work early in the day when you have the most energy and the most willpower, the most focus. Tip number 3 was to ditch distractions by using the do not disturb feature on your phone, closing out apps, and closing off your office space if you have an office door, closing doors, things of that nature. Tip number 4 is to take breaks from your focus work so that you can be renewed and refreshed when you get ready to go back into your work again. So remember, when you're moving from mindful work, move into something that is mindless. Tip number 5 is to prioritize being present. So allow that time, allow space for you to be open to creativity and innovation by just simply being. And tip number 6 was to document your progress. So finding ways to document the progress that you have made on long-term projects so that you can stay motivated to continue in the focus work. All right, so I'm going to check the comments. I know that I can't see all of them on StreamYard, so I'm just going to double check on my phone really quickly. to see if anyone. So I'm going to check the comments. I know that I can't see. Oh, hold on. All right, let's see. Hello, Mary. Hello, Colette. Let's see what else we have here. All right, I don't see any questions there. Check one more place because I'm streaming from a couple different places or on a couple places, but let's see. All right, I don't see any questions. So everyone's good. All is well. All right. Well, before I close out, I just realized I had intended to share with you all. I am, if you want to go deeper into managing your time, being more focused, and taking command of your calendar, taking command of your schedule, then I want to share with you tomorrow. I am doing a pop-up training called Command Your Calendar, and I'm going to walk you through the process of creating a template or a schedule framework, a weekly schedule framework, so that you ensure that you get on your calendar the things that are most important to you, and it will make it easier for you to build your day-to-day weekly schedule so that you don't forget about things, so that you can actually manage your energy, manage your time, manage your focus a lot better. The link is down below. Just go to bit.ly/command your calendar, all in lowercase, because it is case sensitive, all lowercase. So bit.ly/command your calendar and hop on. That's going to be 12:30 tomorrow. It's an hour-long class. And I will have opportunity for you all to ask questions, get things, get your productivity questions answered. It'll be a private session via Zoom. It's not going to be live. It's not going to be live streamed. And if you can't attend live or you can't stay the entire time, you will have access to the recording after the fact. Registration is just 2021. I decided, we're in the year 2021 and so much is still going on for us. And so that's what I decided. I don't know. It was just an arbitrary. I can't say it was fully arbitrary number, but anyway, for 2021, you can sign up to take part in tomorrow's pop-up training, Command Your Calendar, and the link is below. I will make sure that I add a clickable link in the comments so that you can go and sign up for that. So it's 12:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If you can't make it live, you will have access to the recordings. All right, that is all that I have today. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Now, I got to get ready for another meeting, but I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you all next time.